Today we're going to make 3 unique planters out of cedar fence pickets. These would be great for your home, to sell, or give away as gifts. Whatever you'd like. For project number 1, we're going to need 2 fence pickets. Your first picket will need to be cut down to 2 boards at 20 inches, 1 board at 18 3/4, and 2 boards at 5 1/2. On your second picket, you'll cut down 1 board at 16 inches, 2 boards at 13 1/2 inches, and then we're going to need some little strips. These strips are 3/4 of an inch wide, and I've cut out 6 of them. 3 of them are going to be 5 inches long, and 3 of them are going to be 4 1/4 inches long. First, let's grab the 5 1/2 inch boards and the 20 inch boards, and we're going to make a rectangle. Now the key thing about this is make sure as we're putting it together that all of the grain is going in the same direction on all of the boards, so that as it expands and contracts with moisture and heat, it'll all be going in the same direction and not be fighting each other. So once we have that roughly in place, then grab that 18 3/4, and we just want to make sure that it's going to fit down inside there easily. As long as everything lines up, it's now time to glue all these corners together here. Make sure you use some waterproof glue, and then we're going to add some nails or screws to make sure it holds it together while that glue dries. Once the rectangle is together, we're going to try and put that 18 3/4 inch in place. And if by chance it is a little on the tight side, you can always go back and trim just a hair off the end of your board. Maybe it just needs a little bit of sanding to fit. Let's see if we can kind of wedge it down in there. And it is really close in my case here, so I may have to remove just a little bit of wood. But in any case, make sure that'll fit. Once you have the board to size, we need to make some drain holes in the bottom of this. So on each of these corners, we want to remove just a little bit. I mean like 1/4 of an inch on all 4 corners. And then go back and we want to start drilling out some holes. Just do a bunch of holes, and I'd probably suggest maybe a 1/4 inch bit, just so that we can have a bunch of drain area to get the excess water out. And just in case you're wondering, the bottom holes do not need to be in any particular order. In fact, if you look here, these are really ugly if you were trying to do them in alignment. But that's okay. This is going to be covered. This is no big deal. As long as you have a bunch of holes for it to drain, that's what you need. Now take your holy board and we want to stick it right inside of our rectangle, and it should fit nice and snug right inside. Once it does, we want to add some glue on all 4 sides of our board here. Put it back in place, and then add some nails or screws from the outside to making sure it holds it nice and secure. You can now set your rectangle to the side, and we want to grab the 2 13 1/2 inch and the 16 inch board. We also need a pencil and a measuring tape because we're going to measure across the top of each of these, and we want to find the center and make a mark. I then used a speed square to draw a 45-degree line coming from that center mark down each side because we want to cut off each of these corners. With the tops now cut out, I'm going to come down roughly 4 inches from the peak, and I'm going to use a 1 1/2 inch Forstner bit to create a large hole in all 3 of these pieces. And then from the center of that, I'm going to come down roughly 1 3/4 inch, and I'm going to use a 5/16 inch bit to create a secondary hole so that I can add a peg. Yes, I did forget to mention you will need a small peg for this, so that's 1 additional piece of wood. And with the holes now drilled in place, you might be able to guess what this is going to be. So I've cut down those dowels to about 1 1/2 inches, and I'm going to glue each one into these lower holes just to make sure they stay nice and secure. Next, we're going to grab those smaller little strips that we cut earlier, the ones that are 5 inch and 4 1/4. Then we're going to take the 5 inch one and we're going to line it all the way to the top here and make sure it's nice and flush with the top of that angle we cut. And then take the 4 1/4 and match it up to the other side. So it looks almost like a little roof on the top of this little house. We're going to do that to all 3 pieces. And once everything is measured up, we now want to glue and nail or screw each of these down. Then on our rectangle here, we need to figure out which side's going to be the back. Once we do that, we want to measure in 1 inch coming from each side, going in, and make a mark on each side. Then grab one of the 13.5-inch long little houses that we made, making sure that the peg and the little roof is going to face toward the inside of the box there. And then we're going to line it up with those 1-inch marks. And once we have everything in alignment there, we're going to secure it to the box as well. Once you get that first board in place, you want to attach that second one just the same way on the opposite side, making sure to align with those marks. Now the 16-inch board, we want to just center it in between those two existing ones there. And I'm just going to eyeball this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but once it's in place, secure it as well. And here's the final result. It's a cute little birdhouse planter that'll look good in just about any location, especially if you have a little front porch. That'll look really nice. And I hope you get a chance to build this. For project number 2, we're only going to need 1 cedar fence picket. That is, unless you have some scrap left over from some of our previous projects. I've made a bunch of projects using cedar fence pickets. If you haven't seen those, I got a playlist. I'll put it in the description, so make sure you check it out. And for this project, I've cut out 4 pieces at 5.5 inches long and 8 strips that are about 7 inches long and about 1 inch across. We're first going to grab the 5.5-inch pieces and we're going to make a little box here. Now to do this, I'm going to try and give it as much strength as possible, and I'm going to actually kind of step these a little bit. In other words, the end of this board is going to touch the side of this board, and then the end of this board is going to touch the side of this board. Now that should give it a lot of strength once we have it nice and secured in place. To do that, we're going to add glue in each of these joints and then add some nails or screws, whatever you'd like. Next, we're going to grab the little strips, and we're actually going to align these right along that corner there and make sure it's nice and flush, and then we'll secure this side in. And then we'll do the same as well on the other side, making sure that when they're in place, it'll look like a little triangle right here. And project number 2 is complete. This is just a mini planter box. So let's say you have one of the ugly little pots, or maybe just something that doesn't really match any of your decor. You can make a really cool little planter box that can fit over any of these and make it look so much nicer. Now of course, if you have something a little bit bigger, you can change the inner diameter size of this to a little bit larger or a little bit smaller, whatever you would like. In any case, that right there will make your plants and your decor look a lot nicer than just a basic pot. Hope you get a chance to make one of these. For project number 3, we're going to need 4 pickets. Now I had to cut out a bunch of different sizes of wood for this project, so I'm going to start over here to your right and work to the left, so pay particular attention to the sizing. We need 5 pieces at 24 inches long, and if you notice here, I have the factory dog ears. I left those in place. In fact, I had to cut out on some of the others, but if you can use those, it'll make this project look really nice. Then we need 2 pieces at 29.5 inches, and then we need 1 piece at 28.25. Now if you notice, this is a little bit ugly, and this is going to be the bottom piece. It won't be seen once it's assembled, so if you have one that's a little on the ugly side, make sure it is the 28.25. Then we have 2 pieces at 12 inches long, 2 pieces at 7.5, and 2 pieces at 5.5. Using the 5.5 inch long pieces and the 29.5 long pieces, we're going to build a rectangular box very similar to what we did in the very first project, making sure that the grain structure all goes in the same direction so we don't have any issues with expansion and contraction. And of course, we're going to glue these and use nails or screws. With the rectangle now together, we're going to grab that 28.25 inch piece, and just like we did before, test fit it, make sure it's going to fit in there. And it's a little snug, but I believe it's going to work. Now we're going to put a bunch of holes just like we did before. And once you have it ready, just do one last test fit to make sure everything is nice and snug. And then of course, we're going to use some glue and some nails or screws. At this point, we put the box to the side to let it dry, and we've grabbed the 5 24 inch long pieces and the 2 12 inch long pieces. We want to line these up so that the bottom of these will be nice and even. So put them side by side, about like so. And once you have the bottom nice and flush, we're going to measure up 4 inches on each of these and make a little mark going across so we know exactly where that is. I'm now going to grab that box one more time, and we're going to just do a quick test fit. Right here on this one board, on the outer edge, we're going to line it up with that 4-inch mark that we did with the bottom of our box. And then we're going to line it up flush on the side out here. And just take a look. Everything looks nice, so it's good to attach. I'm just going to attach the outer board at the moment, and we're going to use some glue and some nails or screws. With that first board now in position, I'm going to move to the exact opposite side, and we're going to do the same exact thing, lining it up, making sure everything's nice and flush, and then adding glue, nails or screws. Now that the 2 outer boards are in place, you'll notice that there's some extra room in here, and I did that on purpose. We want to have roughly a 1/2 inch gap in between each of these boards. Now, of course, that's just going to be rough. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because over time these boards are going to move and flex a little bit. So even if you did set them at perfect, here in 6 months from now, they may be a little bit warped. So we want about a 1/2 inch in between, and then we're going to secure those in place as well. With those boards now in place, we're going to grab the 12-inch boards, the ones that we also did the 4-inch mark from the bottom, and we're going to flip these over, and these will be on the front with that mark we did facing inward, and we're going to line it up flush on the ends out here as well, just like we did that one back board. And once we have it in place, nice and tested, it should line up nicely, it appears to be. We're going to add some glue and some nails or screws to hold it down. With those front legs now in place, we can flip these up, and you're getting very close to being done. But we need those 7-inch pieces, because we're going to attach these to the top of the front pieces and to the front of the back pieces, and it should look something like that. And here's the final result. I will call it a sitting bench planter, or you can call it whatever you want. It's a really cool project, and it looks really neat, especially if this will be sitting maybe on a front porch or out maybe at the front of your yard. This right here would get a lot of attention and look really nice. I hope you get a chance to make this. And there's 3 great projects that are easy to make and inexpensive. I really hope you get a chance to make some of these, but if you have any ideas on how to make these better, please put those into the comments. I'd love to read about it, plus you'll help out a ton of other people. Otherwise, get out and shop and have fun building.